So, hi everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. Kindly subscribe, like, and share that notification, and click that notification bell. So, we are back to Miss and Light Radio and podcast. So, yeah, I think it's the first video done in YouTube, but we have, since the year began, we have done two episodes. So go check out, the link will be in the description box. And yeah, so we are here to just have a conversation. I think for me, we thrive so much in just having conversations and just getting to know each other. So when you see me here literally looking down, is I'm just checking on my notes so that we may be at par. So yeah. So so today's topic is just let's talk about this disability is not inability. And so many a times you think that being disabled is about you not walking, is about you not seeing, is about not hearing. But we are disabled in very many ways. And so for me, I'll talk about dyslexic or dyslexia. It's one of the things that I personally have struggled with, and I still live life in fulfillment. So even before I define what dyslexic is, I'll just when did I realize that I was dyslexic, or when did I know that, oh, by the way, kuna kuanga na kashida fulani unakuanga nako. So I'll thrive in stories. So growing up, I grew up in a family where we were teachers. They were teachers. So my mom, she has always been my hero, and you'll always hear me talking about her and my grandmother. I think those are the two heroes in my life that I literally live a story to tell. So my mom was a teacher, and also my grandmother was a teacher. So at the end of the day, I have grown up in a family of teachers, and I wasn't really that best performing in school. Mina vitabu tulikuwa hivi, like literally mina vitabu hatukuwa tunapendana na vitabu. And so in 844 systems, one of the things that 844 does for us is kufanyanga usome kitabu. Unanga ile kusomanga ile loud, unaambiwa you read a passage kwa class. And I used to hate such times, because students will literally laugh at me, like literally ningekuwa kila time wananicheka, and it got devastating. I could literally not read aloud, because maybe sometimes I could read kama ningesoma vitu zangu, in short, like sikuwa na read clearly, and the teachers there didn't understand what was really the problem with me. So they will end up beating me, and I would end up going home and cry and tell mom, me by the way shule sipendi. And so my mom had a concern, and she was like, so one time she was like, ebu angare kuja hapa usome hii. And I could literally read, but ningesoma words zikiwa inverted. Kama nimeona, let's say like Asha equal Ash, like in the essence of ningeona words zikiwa inverted, siwezi kuexplainia aju. Like there was just a way you literally see words inverted. Ama kitu enye nikiandika chini niambie wangare spell the word apple, in my mind I will literally verbalize and spell it apple correctly, but when I'm writing it down apple, it will be apple. And when you tell me to read that word, I will read it as apple, but how I've written that apple is apple. I don't know if it's making sense, but hope it's making sense because we are going towards something. And she got concerned, so she sought help, and she realized, oh, by the way, Toyin is special. And from then, she would encourage me just to read slowly, like take time in reading, and just also angeambia walimu what's really happening, so that singechekelewa shule. Unajua ukichekelewa inakumekufeel uko tu you're not okay, you know, like ungekuwa primary school alafu nachekelewangu, it just sounds so weird, and unalozingi moral ama unalozingi to vibe of it. And that was it. So went through high school, finished school, and I will literally do the extra mile, you know. So mimi holidays kwetu ilikuanga shule, like literally tuition, cause wewe haushikangi vitu venye the same place na watu. So I will literally do things the extra mile. I will study the extra mile. But one of the things that our parents or my parents had an added advantage, or she will literally gauge me with my level, like, and she will be like, you know what, this is your level. If you go above and beyond this, I'll be proud of you. But if you do not, there are ways that you can thrive. So mimi in school, drama first, anything creative, you will find me in there. And that is where I found my thrivingness. Like, that is how I thrived and felt, oh, by the way, I still of importance. Before all this, why am I telling you all this? Let me pose a question to our parents. And I'll ask parents, have you noticed that your child is different? Or you literally raising a kid and you literally kill a time unamwitanga mjinga and everything else? Take a time to understand how your kids are growing. Take a time just to sit and see how your kids are growing, so that you may find their uniqueness. And not every kid thrives in education. We thrive differently. So encourage your kid where she's thriving, he or she's thriving, and let them thrive in that space. Because the world is of a different space. Not everyone else will become doctors. Not everyone else will become surgeons. If all of us became surgeons, the likes of Kina Crazy Kena, the likes of Kina Mamitu, if they're all surgeons and doctors and the big things, life will be boring. There wouldn't be really comedy. I wouldn't really be sitting here and just speaking and using what I love best to do. So I'm telling you this journey because it has really had an effect in me, even in my professional journey as a makeup artist. And even before I literally describe what being dyslexic is, I'll continue with my story. So went, finished school, got whatever grade I got, and I was proud of that grade. Hey, I was happy that I finished school. I'm dyslexic, but I have written a book. Yeah, so we are still thriving. You know, we are still thriving. We are still literally thriving. And and at the end of the day, came to my professional world. I have never talked about this, and really no one really finds, if you're close to me, you literally realize these patterns about me, that these are things that I don't tell because I'm like, hapana staki unione we different, but I'll put in the effort. So before when I talk about my professional with being dyslexic, let me first describe what being dyslexic is. Then we jump to my adulthood as being dyslexic, and how has it really affected me, or what changes, how have I been able to deal with it, because at the end of the day, it's just about how you being able to cope with it and just deal with it. So dyslexia is living, or pole, sorry. Dyslexic is a learning disorder that affects the brain ability to process language. So basically, it means this is a learning disorder that affects the brain ability to process things. Basically, how I process things, even how I process information, I process them differently. So most of the time, for one, I'm a left-handed, but I use my right to write. So the most active side of my brain is left. That's being an ambidextrous. Go Google that. That is called an ambidextrous, where you literally use ambidextrous. I literally try and just leave that comment or something like that, but I think it's being an ambidextrous. But if not, kindly able comment uniambie, because I use both hands. Yeah, in short, I use both hands. I use my left and my right. Is it being an ambidextrous? Sijui Kiswahili ilianda na English ilianda. So yeah, so basically, so I was literally explaining. So dyslexic is a learning ability that affects the brain ability to just process information and languages. How I process things slowly. I understand things slowly. Now for me, it has also come just in also how I live things, how I literally do things, and even process information. Unaweza kuja uniambie wangare hii. I literally ask you umesema nini, kasije kuelewa nitakuuliza. But kama ni environment enye sifai kuuliza swali, I will literally do what I have understood, and maybe it might be wrong to you, but I have processed that information, how my brain has literally, like when nimesikia, that is how I literally process it. I process information differently. That is why most of the time ndakuja nikuulize umesema, ama ukiniongelesha, I'm literally trying to fidget and think and just even literally hear, and I'll ask you a question, swali enye inafanana na hiyo swali ndio enye nimesema, maybe nimeelewa ama sijaelewa vizuri. Hiyo swali enye nitakuuliza nisaidie mimi kuprocess information. Sometimes you chokesha mtu, by the way. I know I can be a handful. Yeah, so basically that's just the ability to process information, even language. Yeah, so people with dyslexic have a people with dyslexia have difficulty with decoding, fluency, and comprehension. People with dyslexic have difficulty with decoding, fluency, and comprehension. So basically that's just it. I cannot explain that further. Yeah. So what are some of the challenges that I have faced living with dyslexic, or just that? I think one of the biggest challenges that I have faced or just had to deal with is on my professional. As my professional, you know, being as a makeup artist, you have to be professional. You have to be very, very professional and very, very quick, mostly in the film industry. And people will note that I am different, but sometimes they'll literally be like, apana, where them name slow. Like, my difference comes in the essence of you're slow. And I think this has really made me missed out on opportunities, because someone will literally say, when I'm slow sana, etc and everything else. I'm really not slow. Is by the way, I'm very hardworking and I'm very hands-on. but sometimes you just find that nime process data slowly, and I am literally acting on it when you've really found a solution. So I think that's just the only challenge that I get dealing with people, because not everyone else will literally understand me, because I don't communicate that. I really don't communicate that, and people will literally take it as, oh, by the way, name's slow. And since I have not told them, they will literally pre-assume. And when you're at work, you always have to get your work done. But one of the things I always say is, no matter my disability or no matter whatever Nini is, I have time and again, I have always tried to just be on the move, more so when I'm literally at work, and act on it very, sorry for that, act on it there, here and then. So that is one of the biggest challenge, is just people telling you you're slow and yet really not slow. And then understanding. Comprehensions of things. Like just kuelewa mtu, just kuelewa kitu yenye mtu anasema and everything. I think that is one of the things that I have had challenges on. And yes, and I think what I'll give a very okay, I'm processing, I'm literally trying to think. So I think I'll give an example with the same thing that I was trying to explain. Is there's a time I was on set. I won't really mention Nini. I was just on a film set when I was really starting out. It was just a small set, but the assistant, my AD, was very quiet. I'll use the word mean, because lack of a better word. Because yes, I understand everyone is in pressure on set. Like najuanga kila mtu ana secure job yake, kila mtu amekuja hapo ku secure her job, and work needs to be done. And I was called after Wally dropped another makeup artist on set. So I was literally called on set when I was really in the house, and wakatuma makeup artist nyumbani. One, I really do not know the script about. I really do not know anything. I was just nimeambiwa nikuje nifanye a 2-day scene ya kuweka mtu beards, and I was like, ni sawa. I think one of my biggest advantage in this nini, I'm creative guy. Mufikiria on the go, like, and I have never said no to anything. Muchukwanga up the challenge. My mind is photographic. That is how I've literally survived school. My mind is photographic, so I cram everything to detailed. That's how I've literally survived studying. I have a very photographic memory. So mimi na cramming power yangu ni ASAP. It only takes me 30 to 40 minutes to cram something, and nafikanga hivi class kani me download kila kitu, brain inabaki empty. So by the really pass exams because ya kukram. Misi kuenda kusoma shule, cause najaribu kuelewa. I think right now as an adult is when you begin to understand things, but I have a very photographic memory. One thing about me. So why was I even telling you that? So there was a time I was I saw someone, whoever taught me SFX taught me this once time doing beards, and shout out to you, Uncle Kin. So he taught me like once. We did our practicals and that was it. My SFX training was done once, and anytime ukiniambia unaweza fanya effect, nakwambia I go to YouTube, see it. I see it twice, thrice, 4 times, 5 times, 6 times. Nakwanga very like memory yangu nikifunga kichwa hivi macho, I will be able to deliver that. So akaniambia, so on that I was told, you know what, this beard, he needs to look old, and he needs to have beards a white and a black, you know, like a very old man. And I was like, sawa, naomba basi mnipe time and nifikirie. Anambia, there's no time to think. I'm like, allow me then work. I'm not even thinking, but allow me then work. And so I started doing the work, and to my surprise, that beard was dope. I did a very good job. A good job on something I have never done. I only saw that thing done in class. Like nilifanya class, like I practiced several times, and I was like, hata ukiniamsha nifanye hii kitu nitafanya tena. And that was the proof of test. I was able to do it. Hamines came where unakuja mukikuja unibombardie information pap, like niambie kitu moja ni process nifikirie, alafu ni information. She was like, you're too slow. She began speaking mean things to me. I won't really say that. And I was like, ni sawa, as long as one, the director is happy with what I have done, I am okay. And I was happy, and I was a very happy girl, and I was like, yeah, thank you. And I think one of the challenges is just being misunderstood. Like, that was one of the biggest challenges I have faced as in my, and being termed as slow, yet I'm really not slow. Don't tell me I'm slow. I just process information differently. Na haijafika kwa nini kwa brain ika process data. So yeah, another thing with being dyslexic, another challenge they face is coding of things. Yes, so we code things differently, and one of the most, yo utaji yo nimesema tu venye iko, so sijui kinda kuexplainia aje by the way. Yeah. And then another thing is also people with dyslexia, one of the biggest advantage with us is we are creatives. And the likes of kina Steve Harvey's, go just Google. These are the people that have changed the world, you know. These are the people that have done great things with their inability. Yes, they have done great things with their inability. Very true. And one of the things that I think one of the biggest life lessons I have learned is, do not go shouting about your inabilities, but be that different person and just allow the people to just, when you literally get to know, oh, by the way, she thinks differently, then you will literally come and just know. Because I think unaweza niona uanze kusympathize na mimi. Sipendi kusympathiziwa by the way. And I will leave you with this is a lifelong condition that affects a person's ability to process information. It's not related to intelligence level. Like, missing jinga, by the way. I am very bright and I'm very wise. Wise in the essence of, I have written a book called Unbroken. Yes, I have written a book called Unbroken, and that is musemanga inability. Disability is not inability. But I want to encourage someone. With this story. I think with this story and everything else, you might see life in a different lens, or rather, things might really be different how you view them, your perspective of things. Because I'm that one person that when I'm given a project, I'll want to use my creativity. But basically, I overthink things, you know. Overthinking means really not just seeing things at a different perspective. But does that really makes you different? Or does that really makes you special in a way? Yes, it does. because when you look at our hands, let me try and see it's focused. Yes, when you look at our hands, all these lines in the palms of our hands, they are unique. Even if you have siblings, these lines are different. That means at the end of the day, we are all different. At the end of the day, we were created with different abilities, and our ability to process information is different. So do not see your inability to do something as a weakness, but take upon yourself and just seeing as a place of your thriving place. And to parents who are literally raising kids in this time and age, kindly seek out help and just get to know if your child is dyslexic, or she's if they are not, or if they are. And if they are, allow them to thrive in ways that they can thrive better. Allow them to become unique with their inabilities, because kwa dyslexic si kwa kipofu. It's not just any, it's something that you can literally work on. And when you literally get to kuijua when at a younger age, you're able to literally kuifanyangaje kuiyo kitu literally train, like just minimize it, control. Yeah, that was the word I was looking. You're able to control it at a younger age. So yeah, get to there are tests that are done. And teachers in schools, kindly be very kind to children. Even when they're reading books, they're reading stories in class. And if he or she is unable to read, kindly take a task up to you and just be kind to that child and just help her through that journey. Because as a teacher, you're able to mold them. For me, if it wasn't really for my mom, my parents, just my parents and teachers, after they have realized that, for them just to literally mold me, we will be at a different place. So yeah, thank you so much for listening and tuning into our channel. Bye bye, adios, till next time. This is Enlight Radio.